Hello, my name is William Hardrick, and I'm being presenting my multimodal video presentation on parking violations at campuses and the parking problems that us students and athletes have to go through. My my audience that I want this to reach to is the people in higher power at the university, the dean of students, something that could actually make changes, not just the students, even though I want the students to get aboard with me and maybe we could one day come together and, get the universities to change what we have going on or, to put new parking things in order. My question is, why should you care? You should care because this stops certain students from attending universities because of parking. Like, for example, you may have a kid that wants to attend, let's say, Ohio State University, but Ohio State University is very bad with parking, and they are fortunate enough, blessed enough to be driving a car their freshman year. So, them being able to drive a car their freshman year allows them to have a car earlier than most kids, but maybe they don't want to go to O State anymore because they found out about the parking problems and how much y'all are making students pay for tickets or even for a parking pass, even though the pass doesn't even allow you to park wherever. You still have to park in a certain place, which may and you may bypass that places you're on the other side of campus when your class is on the other side of campus and you have to get there on time. I just think that affects a lot of people. It also affects the lower income of our kids and students. Like, for example, like myself, some kids may just be here on an athletic scholarship, may not have the funds to pay for their own school. Parents may not have the money to help them pay for tickets, may not have the money to help them get the $200 boot off their car if they park in the wrong zone or buy a $75 to $100+ parking pass when I can still only park in certain places. Some parents may not have the help, or students may not have the help. Some students are even working jobs to pay for classes. So I think that's why you should care when it comes to this parking problems. Based on an article from a couple years ago from the Miami University, I was noticed that other students had a complaint like I am complaining right now when it comes to the University of Miami of Ohio when it comes to the parking. They were stated that 2 years ago they were dealing with not being able to find parking spots, parking passes being too high, or for example, getting so many tickets when you're like, for example, I play football here and I can't even park in my facility without getting a ticket. But I attend school here and I basically work for you guys, play football here, bring you guys this money, I'm living my dream out. And the only thing I can't even park at my own facility, which is a very big problem that should be taken care of without students having to pay 100+ for tickets. Like, okay, for example, we're gonna talk about how in my shoes, I play football for Miami University, and at our side parking lot on the side of the stadium, the ticket lady comes and gives us tickets, but that's actually the only place we can park to be at our facility to allow us to get in and get out and be safe and away from others. But they still come and ticket us and do us as if we're random people. Even on game day, we have to move our cars or park in a certain spot because there's not enough parking for everyone, but they still be giving us tickets. But they're allowing other people to park at our facilities on game days and do this. We got to move our cars for people, but you can't even do us as simple as in not making us pay for parking tickets, and we're somewhere we have to be because this is why we're at college to play sports. Some of us are athletes, some of us are here on a scholarship. Without football, without basketball, or whatever you play, you wouldn't be here. So that I have to be here at practice in this facility, and I can't even park where I need to park because the ticket people wants to come take our money. From my source, parking changes lead to student confusion, which is a source actually from the Miami University Library, and how it started this problem. And it's not the first time. Actually, this source stated that I found out that universities do this with their parking and parking tickets and violations because They don't want you to drive their cars. They want you to take the buses. They want you to take, they want you to ride your scooter. They want you to, walk around the campuses, take the shuttle buses. They don't want you to drive your car around. That's just why they make the parking tickets so high and parking passes so high. I found that out and that just blew my mind as in wow, because it makes sense, but then it's like, why do you want me to force to ride a shuttle bus? Why can't I drive to class? One solution that came from my source, 16 campus parking violations, is one solution was invented that parking passes should be lowered because they don't work these days. Another one that I think is, you know, you should lower the prices because if I'm paying 100 for a parking pass and it only allow me, for example, to park in the north parking lot, but my class is on the south parking lot and I'm coming from the west, but they're making me park all the way on the north because that's the only parking pass that I bought, but it was $100. If we're going to pay for parking passes and parking stuff, we should be able to park wherever. That's the point of the. And I already attend a university. If that's to make sure I attend university, then one pass should be for all. One pass shouldn't be just for one place, and you have to buy multiple passes to be able to park in multiple places. I don't think that's cool. Another solution I think is like adding golf carts, you know, allowing people to drive around and, or give the students scooters, through their tuition, allow them to ride around. More students would be walking, mingling, meeting, talking instead of riding in their cars. It'd be less car accidents. Um, Fortunately, I don't think no one here at my university has been hit by a car, but that could stop that too as well. Less cars driving. If y'all whole point of it is to stop us from driving. Like for example, at the University of Alabama, this picture right here, I don't think you can see it, but the name above it says Joyride. And then with this golf cart, they drive around and pick up students and allow students to get the class to back, or if they parked at a certain parking lot, but their class is on the other side, they can get a ride, or they could order the joyride, get around the campus without worrying about parking. They could actually leave their car at the parking spot by their dorm and get a ride to class without actually ever having to move their car. Another solution is like at University of Miami of Ohio, our JROTC doesn't have to have a parking pass. They can park wherever and they don't get ticketed. But I'm pretty sure they have to have a sticker or something to let them know that they are JROTC. So if that's something you want to do, join a club or, become a teacher, anything, I think those are the only ones that are allowed to, park wherever without having to have a parking pass. So in this conclusion, I want to wrap this presentation up with restating my question on why should you care? Hopefully, everything I spoke on and talked about allowed you to understand why you should care so much, because this could affect you or could affect your future, or even if you plan to have kids, your future kids, if they wanted to go to college. From this presentation, I hope you got a clear understanding on why parking is such a problem at colleges and what us athletes deal with. And some of y'all are probably dealing with it as well. I hope this presentation gets across to the right board of dean, the teachers, the someone that can actually make a change, because this is not the first time someone actually made an article on it. So I know it's not the first time that people have dealt with this. I hope to this gets across and to change something for the future, even though I'm about to graduate, but I hope this changes for the future and the generations on down. Thank you.